and for that reason, this space became known as King Arthur's Round Table. But that's the step of legend. We're here to commemorate the Roman army and the Ermine Street Guard, and I'd like you to put your hands together and welcome the members of the Ermine Street Guard. Thank you very much and enjoy your afternoon.
So we'll have a look at the equipment of the Roman soldiers more closely now. You can see they've got large helmets to protect their heads, large cheek pieces outside the face, large neck guards, large reinforcements in the front of the helmet, and it gives a great deal of protection to their heads. The body armour they're wearing is mainly a type called lorica segmentata, made of segments of metal riveted inside on leather straps, and this makes the armour flexible and easy for the soldier to move inside. The weight of one of these is about 10 kilos in weight. A leather belt around the waist, to which has been attached decorative metal plates, has this strange apron hanging on the front, which is supposedly maybe to protect the lower stomach and private parts, although we find this more psychological than practical. On the feet they got very tough leather sandals. You can see some of them are like a sandal. They're open straps, open sandals, but in fact some of the chaps are wearing footwear that is more like a boot.
Right, enough of the education, let's get to the bloodshed. There was a new emperor on the throne, Vespasian, and a new governor of Britain, Agricola. They were determined to complete the conquest of this troublesome island. So the men have been trained up, the cavalry have been trained up. They are now soldiers, and they are being sent to Britain, possibly the wildest and most forbidding of the new Roman provinces. And these are men of the 2nd Legion Augusta, and they are being sent to South Wales to fight the fearsome Silures tribe. We haven't got any Silures today, or have we, ladies and gentlemen? Do you feel like fighting the Roman legions today? The centurion has sent the auxiliary in first. Skirmishing line. They will test your willingness to fight. The legionaries are laying down their peeler. Normally they wouldn't do this. Normally they would throw them, but we've tried that and it gets very messy. The auxilia lower their hasta. Now imagine you as the Celtic army. You've heard about the Romans, maybe in terrifying tales around the campfire, but this is the first time you see them fight. The shield wall. How do you fight this? A line of huge shields. All you can see is a gleaming helmet, the military boots marching in step, and the razor-sharp swords down the middle. Celtic warriors were used to fighting for honour, for personal glory. Battles could start with insults. Some battles were decided by single combat. That's not how the Romans fought. This is a new way of war. The auxiliary cover the withdrawal of the Roman soldiers, making sure there are no surprise attacks from you sneaky Silures. Now, perhaps the Celts can defeat the Romans by taking shelter in a hill fort. Britain was famous for its vast hill forts, great ramparts of earth and wood. But the Romans have an answer to that too, which is this formation, the testudo, the tortoise. It looks rather like a tiled roof, and that's exactly how it's supposed to function. It gives an instant shelter for the troops from missiles above. But there's no framework inside this. It's put together by the strength of the men holding their shields. But it could be incredibly strong. We know of horses being ridden across the tops of these to show how strong they were. Again, the auxiliary are used to protect the flanks from surprise attacks. In this way, the troops can approach a fortification. Think of yourselves as the defenders. You're in the perfect position up high. Imagine you throwing your spears and your rocks down on this. They would just bounce off. The only effective defence would be boiling oil, but you haven't had time to do this. This formation allows the engineers to approach gates and break them down with pickaxes. It's no mean feat, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a round of applause. Another advantage of the Roman army was it could fight on and on. You, as the Celtic warriors, had been called from your fields, perhaps from your smithy. But the longer you fight, the fields will go untended. Tools will not be made. The Roman army can fight on and on until you starve. So what do you do to try and defeat the Romans? Perhaps a confederation of tribes. Overwhelm the Romans by your massed numbers. But here is the formation to battle that. The wedge, known to the Romans as the cunium. An arrowhead formation designed to smash into a large crowd. The swords are drawn again. Perhaps this is the moment the fate of your kingdom is decided. Accelerate the order, the charge goes in. Would you fight or would you run, ladies and gentlemen? You fought well. Give them a round of applause. The Roman army was not invulnerable. We know particularly from the province of Britannia, Boudica inflicted a defeat on the 9th Legion. How did she do this? She did this by ambush, not giving the soldiers enough time to form up these complex battle tactics.